The town of Greymore was known for one thing above all else: its silence. People moved through the streets quietly. Shops closed early. Conversations were short and polite. Nothing unexpected ever happened in Greymore, at least that's what everyone believed. Until the bell rang. It happened on a calm Monday morning. The sky was pale blue, and the streets were almost empty. Anna, who worked at the town bakery, was arranging fresh bread when she heard it. Dong? The sound was deep and clear, echoing through the air. Anna froze. The bell did not belong to the church. The church bell was old and cracked, and it had not worked for years. This sound was different, stronger, cleaner. She stepped outside. Across the street, Mr. Harris, the postman, stood still, looking around with confusion. "Did you hear that?" Anna asked. Mr. Harris nodded slowly. "Yes, but where did it come from?" They both listened. The town returned to silence. Within minutes, the entire town was talking. People heard the bell in their homes, in their shops, even while walking through empty streets. Everyone described it the same way. One clear ring. No direction. No explanation. That night, the bell rang again. This time, everyone heard it at exactly 9 p.m. Lights turned on across Greymore. Curtains moved. Doors opened, and people stepped outside, searching for the source. But there was nothing. No tower. No rope. No bell. Just silence after the sound faded. The next morning, strange things began to happen. Mrs. Collins, who had not spoken to her sister in 10 years, suddenly felt an overwhelming need to write a letter. She didn't know why. Her hands shook as she wrote, but when she finished, she felt lighter. Tom, a young man who hated his job and dreamed of leaving town, woke up with a strange calm. For the first time, he wasn't afraid of change. He filled out an application for a job in another city that very day. Even old Mr. Reed, who spent his days sitting alone on a bench, smiled at strangers. The bell rang again that evening, and the evening after that. Always once. Always clear. Always at the same time. Soon, people stopped asking where the bell was. Instead, they began to notice what happened after it rang. Every time the bell sounded, someone in town made a decision they had been avoiding. A woman finally forgave. A man told the truth. A child spoke up when they were afraid. The bell did not speak, but it reminded. Still, one question remained. Who was ringing it? Anna couldn't stop thinking about it. She noticed something else, too, every time the bell rang. She felt a pull toward the old clock tower at the edge of town. The tower had been abandoned for decades. No one went there anymore. On the 7th night, she followed that feeling. At exactly 8:55 p.m., Anna walked toward the tower. The door creaked open easily, as if it had been waiting. Dust covered the floor, and moonlight slipped through broken windows. At the center of the tower stood a large bell. It was new, shiny, untouched. Anna stared at it, her heart pounding. "No ropes," she whispered. "No wires." She stepped closer. The bell was still. At 9 p.m., the sound filled the air. Dung. The bell rang, but it did not move. Anna stumbled back, shocked. The sound came from everywhere and nowhere at once. Suddenly, she understood. The bell was not being rung. It rang when the town needed it. It rang when people were ready to change. The next morning, Greymore felt different. People greeted each other. Shops stayed open later. Laughter appeared where silence once lived. And then, one day, the bell stopped. No sound at 9 p.m. No echo. No mystery. At first, people were afraid, but soon, they realized something important. They didn't need the bell anymore. They had already learned how to listen to themselves, to others, and to the quiet voice inside that says, "It's time." The bell was never rung by hands. It was rung by hearts, and Greymore was silent again, but this time it was a peaceful silence.